Hi, Nana.
Hi, Mommy.
You have Pilates today, I'm assuming?
No, I canceled it because of my date party.
Right, you have a date party. Is there a theme to this date party?
It's been a whole thing, but basically it's at a barn. So basically barn, but
We called that Woodser.
Oh, we call it like bands, but it's not bands.
We called it Woodser, and we would wear like flannel plaid shirts.
Yeah, no, that's
So
not.
It was fun.
What happens anymore?
Well, that'll be fun. Is it like a late night? Do you pre-party?
No, we are pre-gaming, but it starts at 8, so we're gonna get there at like 8:30, and then we may go out for a little after, but...
Did you listen to the Call Her Daddy with Andy Cohen?
No, but I need to. Was it good?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. And right now I'm listening to the one with Taylor Momsen. Welcome to the Social Dialogue Podcast. We're a mother-daughter team, both working in the world of social media management.
Join us as we share our different perspectives on life today, including trends, fashion, friendships, and career, and how social media impacts it all. Together, we bring two perspectives to one conversation.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Jenna.
And we're excited to bring you this new episode of the Social Dialogue Podcast. So, today, we have one of my favorite people as a guest. And Jenna already knows Stephanie. It was years ago. It was years ago that you took our photo when we were teaching.
Louisville Family Fun, right?
Yes, Louisville Family Fun. And I did not pull your official bio because your official bio is probably 15 pages long now. So I'm just going to introduce you to our audience as Stephanie White, founder of Louisville Family Fun, also Dr. White, she has a PhD, also math teacher extraordinaire, like whole other level of math teacher. She actually makes students love math.
Can you do that to my brother?
Okay, enough with your brother. And breast cancer survivor. So Stephanie, we're so excited that you're here. You and all of your chapters of life. We're really happy that you're here. And I know we had talked about doing a podcast, but you're just so busy with your life that it's hard to do. So at least we get to have you on as a guest. We're so glad
So
that
I'm
you're here.
the replacement. Yay, me.
Yeah, she did choose you second. Yes, we couldn't get our act together to schedule it, but this is awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome.
You two together. I love it.
Thank you. We're having a lot of fun, but we're excited that you're here. And I kind of want to talk about like how you started down your first career path, because we actually met on Twitter. You were one of my first from Twitter to real life friends. And then we met face to face at the ABC Kids Expo that was here in Louisville. You had at least one in a stroller. It might have just been Maggie, and James might have been walking with you. I don't remember. You might have had a double stroller. I don't remember. But we met face to face. I was helping out sort of a friend client at their booth, and you were walking by. What?
Was it the straw thing? I'm having a memory. The straw that would not come out?
No, not the straw thing. It was Itsy Ritsy.
Okay.
Itsy Ritsy had like the diaper bags, the wet bags, the snack bags, all that stuff. And now, like, they're still going. They're like in line for one of those vote for us contests, but like it's for best diaper bag of the year. And they're up against like big name brands. Like, it's really cool what they've done.
Okay.
But this is when they were still relatively new. Although I think at that point they were already in Nordstrom, maybe Target. So like, They were big enough to be at the ABC Expo, and you were there as an attendee, and we met face to face, and we had both kind of launched our businesses, and now you're like famous. Everywhere you go in Louisville, people are like, "You're the Louisville Family Fun lady." Yes.
I mean, I think I went through a phase where I really was front and center on my business in a very huge way. And during that time, I definitely was recognized everywhere I went in Louisville. But I think now that is much, it's a little bit lower just because I'm not as front and center. Like, I'm not the face of it anymore. And so I'm still there. I'm still in the operations. I have to go fix something tonight on it. But I'm not like the one you see all the time and posting videos and photos and that kind of stuff anymore. But definitely like when my kid was, when they hit like 8th grade, they didn't want me to take new pictures for Louisville Family Fun and post them, but I can still use their old fake pictures because they wanted their modeling fees every year. I paid modeling fees for the rights to their images. And so they wanted that. So sure, Mom, you can use my image, but no new ones, right? So I got crafty. Like if they were walking away, I would take a picture from them, you know, of them behind, but not like their face. But definitely from like, by the time James was like kindergarten through like, say, 6th grade or something like that, like he got recognized by the cafeteria worker. One time she came out into the cafeteria and was like, does your mom have a website? You
That's
know,
so cool.
and he came home and thought it was cool that he was famous. But then, you know, later on, kids in high school would take screenshots of old photos of him that were on the website and they would use them to make fun of him. So it came like full circle. He was like, I don't like this. I don't know if this is worth the money. And then at the end of the year, it was worth the money.
Right. So tell our audience a little bit about how Louisville Family Fun came to be. Like why'd you start it? And so, for those who don't know Louisville, what is it?
Yeah, so it's a website that is like a digital resource for families to find everything from Kids Eat Free to where to go to summer camp or just what to do on this weekend. And it started because a friend and I, you know, met through a mom's group, you know, back in like 2009. Moms groups were big and new, kind of like those where you would log in and there would be like forums, and those don't really exist anymore because sort of Facebook groups took those over. But I met some moms on those forums and we started like organizing information because there was a lot to do, but we kept having to go into like the zoo website 100 times, the library website 100 times. And we kind of like, what if this was in one place, you know? And so we started a shared, this was when like these were new. We started a shared Google sheet where we would put information in there, our favorite things to do. So we thought that was big technology, right? And then that got embedded into a website, which then became the blog, and with the calendar that we created as the driving force for that. And it became a business when a woman who owned Heartland Music Together came to me and was like, I want to advertise. And I was like with money? You want to give me money?
I did not know that part of the story. That's really cool.
Yeah, she just came and was like, can I advertise on your website? Like, how much does it cost? And I had to be like, to my husband, go, somebody wants to give me money. He was like, guess you have a business. And I had to figure out, how much money do I ask her for? I had no idea. How do I put it? I didn't know how to put an ad on. I emailed her back. I was like, this is how much money and this is what I need. And I literally didn't know how to do it at that point.
Fascinating. And then I just overnight,
took her money and figured it out.
You became like a Google wizard. I mean, the amount of information you know about Google blows my mind.
Which has changed. And there's like, not for the good in terms of businesses like mine. But yes, up until say 18 months ago, I could work some magic with Google. But Google has just totally changed its algorithm. So I'm prioritizing AI responses, which it draws upon websites like mine to get that information, but we then don't get the traffic because people read the synopsis and don't come to the website.
Oh, that's interesting. We just talked about AI on a recent episode with Kenny, who I think you know Kenny, and we were talking about how things like with chat are moving away from Google. Like they're pulling from Bing, which does not get along with Google. So like they're pulling from Yelp and from Facebook and from these third-party rating apps. So it's like we're in the eye of the storm of a whole new thing now.
It is. And there's actually so one of the major streams of advertising money that I get in my website is like a third-party media like ad server. And they do revenue share with small publishers like me. And some of them are I know at least one of these companies that has filed lawsuit against Google.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because their algorithm, I don't know what the lawsuit's about. It's not the company that I work for. So I'm kind of wondering if that's like coming down and like working its way toward the company I work with. But it's basically under the premise that, you know, they have like too much control. And if they make one major change, all these businesses lose money. And so there's been major losses in advertising revenue for small publishers because of the Google algorithms. So like I will still be performing really high on Google searches, but you have to scroll like 3 times to get to it.
Right.
And it
Right.
used to be that
Exactly.
you didn't scroll at all. You would just click on my
Right.
website. So
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
whole beast that people are trying to figure out in my realm of the world. And I don't know how hard I really want to try that out at this phase, because you've been talking about my chapters, and I don't know what chapter I'm in right now. I'm in my teacher chapter, not my figure out how to overtake Google or figure out a new revenue stream or just accept that revenue went down.
Right.
yeah.
Jenna, did you have a question?
Well, I was just gonna say they're used to, like, SEO used to be the whole thing. Like, you need to, how do you increase your SEO? How do you get people to find you? But now it's all about AEO, which, do you even know what AEO is?
Yes, Kenny told us about it.
Oh.
Yes, I'm paying attention. I'm learning.
Good job,
things.
Mom.
She took notes.
I did.
So now, like, AEO is the whole new thing, and it's like, how do you optimize your engine for, like, agentic engines like AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc.
Yeah, and like me and my gray hair might not be ready for that anymore.
Well, and speaking
You don't
of,
have
like,
gray
you've
hair.
kind of,
Look at this. Look at this beautiful.
your hair looks beautiful,
No.
by the way.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can,
No.
I mean,
I like my streak.
it looks great. So you were talking about how you're not front and center. Like, that's another shift in your business. I know you've got someone else now who's sort of front and center as the face of Louisville Family Fun, which is brilliant, because if you do want to keep it going and keep fighting against the algorithms and all of that, your kids you're not out there doing,
I'm not
mommy and me
not
stuff
living
anymore.
that life anymore.
Right. So it was brilliant to bring in sort of the next person.
Yeah, and I got to a point where it was either close the business, like let it die a slow death, or get somebody younger who has younger kids who's going and doing all of these things. So it's somebody from my neighborhood. I found her. I had epiphany, like, about the type of person, because I know what you need to be a little bit of hustle. You have to be type A organized. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to be able to communicate well. And I found this woman that she is a meteorologist. And so she has all of that training, right? But she has a, science degree. Like, I have a math degree. Like, we tend to be very type A people who are going to be organized in the business. So if you're going to run a business like mine that has a lot of moving parts, but it's still small, you can't have a team of 10 people, but you need one person that's able to do the job of 10 people, like, on any given day. And so she's been doing a great job so far. So I'll keep going with her and seeing, she's been willing to learn and flexible. You need all of that stuff. Is it perfect? No, because I'm here in the classroom and I can't usually, commit as much time to training. So I'm just honest with her and say, like, okay, like, I believe in you. Go. You can do it. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. And so it's been good.
Right. Exactly. And she has a cute little kid.
She does. Yeah, she's great, and I told her same thing, like, because more and more people don't want their kids front and center, like their faces, and she's kind of like that. So she's just been strategic about taking pictures of her kids from different angles and things like that, because when I launched the website, it was just like, you put pictures out there, the internet still wasn't what it is now. And then later you're like, oh, should I do that? Well, too late, And so she kind of was able to go into it, kind of protecting her kids' faces if she wanted to do that. I told her that was her choice.
Yeah, I think she's done a really good job of, showing the scene, but not showing her kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the phase that business is in right now, because I'm just not her anymore.
Right. And now
that's fine.
You are math teacher wizard.
Yeah, which I didn't intend to do this, but I kind of have a bleeding heart, and I came back to the classroom. I didn't intend, when I went and got my PhD, I didn't intend to come back to the classroom. That was never an intent of mine, but I just have a bleeding heart, and I had to fill the void. Like, I'm a math teacher. I'm really good at it. And some of my students might argue that they really are not happy with me, but sometimes that's a good thing for a teacher. But I get results, okay? Let's put it that way.
And you teach high schoolers. You're teaching.
I teach high schools, primarily ninth graders.
Okay.
Little freshmen. And so I couldn't stand the idea that, I was just going to get my PhD and wait around and search for some perfect job. Like there is one. That's a little tip for you, Jenna. There's no perfect job. And do something in higher education. I am geographically bound, to here. And the Louisville area, we are kind of limited in higher education jobs.
We're limited in everything.
Yeah, there you go. Everything.
Not bourbon.
Is she going to go on a rant?
Basketball. She might go on a rant. She
hate Louisville.
She holds it against me that we forced her to be raised here. I hated it too.
She could have been raised in Atlanta.
I went to college and I said, I am never going back there. It's never happening. I went to Chicago. I went to New York. And then look
she
what
avoided
happened.
it. Yeah. And here she is.
I'm here. Hated it too. And I left for college and then lived in multiple cities and then ended up coming back. And now she blames us for something. I don't know. I mean, she had a lovely upbringing.
We could have moved to Atlanta.
I've seen the pictures. I've seen the documentation.
We could have, but we didn't. And you know what? Your life would have been different if we had gone to Atlanta. So
yeah, and I would have
highs and lows. You can make those decisions when it's your time to raise a family, and I will come visit you wherever you are. I might move.
And I did the same thing. I moved all over the place after college. I went to college far away from home. Moved to Texas I grew up in New York. I went to college in North Carolina. I went to Texas for 5 years. We went back to North Carolina. Then we came to Louisville. And we don't even know if this is our final destination. We've talked about that. And so that's kind of like the idea that I kind of, my husband has a really great job here. We're not moving for my job. So I had to find something to do that I felt like that would be good for me to do in this phase of life. And there's right around the corner, my child's high school has 2 missing math teacher positions. And that killed me. So I said, well, let me go teach again. So I'm teaching again. And I'm in my teaching era, but I don't know if that's the permanent era, right? I don't think it's going to last very long, but it is good for me. My daughter's
teaching ACT also.
Yeah, I do a little side hustle, but ACT, SAT, and my daughter's a junior, so I like having the same schedule as her for these 2 years, and then I'll reevaluate. And I'm pretty transparent about that, so I'm not concerned that somebody's going to see this and go run to the principal and say, Stephanie's going to quit in 2 years. No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's the whole point. You know, it's flexible. It's a process.
That's great. That's
good. But I'm here for 2 years because I get to hand her diploma.
Well, that's so cool. That's
and
a
I want
nice
to do
little
that.
perk. That's really cool.
Yes.
How are you feeling since your older one went off to college and now we are rivals, Gators versus Seminoles?
Yes.
Nobody likes that song. I don't like that song they sing. No one likes it. It's awful. Tell them to stop doing it.
It is a little catchy on me. Okay, look, she's doing the wrong arm movement.
No, she's not. She's doing the right arm movement.
And so, first of all, I'm bored and I still have one at home, but she is not as time consuming as James, because James played a sport and there was all stuff to do. And so all I can, I go on the weekend and I'm I don't have anything to do. What are we doing this weekend?
Mine were reversed. I was not part of Jenna's high school activities. It was a youth group. So, I don't go to that. But Ryan's running kept me busy every weekend. I mean, we were always looking forward to this meet or that meet. And over the years, we knew Shelby County's coming and Rumbles, we knew the names of them. We knew where they were and we knew the parents. And it was a whole life. And so when Jenna left, it didn't really change my life. But when Ryan left, it was just totally different.
Yeah, totally. And so that's how this is. Not that Maggie doesn't demand some sort of time, right? But for the most part, her activities are individual with her art. And I'm not just sitting there hey, can I watch you do art? That's not happening. So.
Right.
And also, James, being a giant human, ate half the food when I cooked dinner, right? Yes, now Maggie eats this little bit, and so now I'm do I really need to cook all this food? I just worked and I walk 10,000 steps teaching. I could just go sit on the couch and can't we just heat something up? So it's changed the dynamics a lot in the house.
Yeah.
But we FaceTime with him every Sunday. He FaceTimed me from CVS last night because he needed to buy something and he didn't know which thing to buy. So, we worked through all that, but yeah, I think the distance isn't really a problem too much.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kroger's the weirdest part for me. It's so weird. Like,
Yeah.
he ate so much, and now he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
That's the same with us. My grocery bill has definitely gone down.
Yeah, not by much. Groceries are expensive. But
yes,
the number of bags I'm carrying out have gone down.
Anyways, I want to ask a question. Yeah. I want to ask a question, Stephanie. So, you've kind of been talking about, like, these, you know, your new chapter with your son and your new chapter in your life. Like, I'm about to start a new chapter, and not to make it about me, but to make it about people my age. What advice do you have for people like me who are going into quote unquote the real world, you know, and having to like navigate all that comes with it? You know, I've interned in places, I've lived on my own in places, but it's so different. Does that make sense?
Yes. So my answer to the question is to not be afraid of change. Okay. That I think, you know, our parents, your mom and my parents, you know, like stuck with things for a very long time. And that was like that was the proper thing to do, right? It was like the right thing to do. And I think, no, like people change, relationships change, things that people want to do change, strain on your life, medical things, whatever it might be. You just have to be okay with change. And it's not bad. So what I'm saying is, like, I taught for 3 years, and then I kind of felt like a little bit of a failure that I left the profession after 3 years. And it took me a while to figure out that, like, no, it's just things change. I wanted something different. So that's okay. So I think that that would be the biggest thing, that, like, it's not so much a failure as it is a shift if you have to make a change. And I've learned that change is great. Like, I've lived in Louisville for longer than I lived anywhere else in my adult life. And I'm kind of like already saying to my husband, are we going to leave here? Like,
yeah, leave.
When my daughter goes to college, like, because like we've stayed here for a long time, you know, like I like it. I've met people all over the country. I've met people in different like careers because of it. So I kind of like get a little itch to change. And that's why my husband kind of laughs about teaching. He's like, you're not going to do it long because you don't do anything very long, which is weird to say because that seems like I'm unreliable, but your mother knows that
you've had Louisville Family Fun for over 15 years.
Yes, but even during that, I have found ways to do other things because I needed something different.
Right, for sure.
And so
you got a PhD and own that business, so you know.
Yes. So I like change. So I think like change things up every few years, whether it be a new job, a new apartment, try a new city, like whatever it is, change things up every once in a while.
That's good advice. Don't get in a rut.
Yeah. Just be proactive about it.
I like that.
So I think ruts can be hard to get out of. It's kind of like you have to sense like, okay, I have a little itch, act on it before it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Kind of thing.
That's great advice. Jenna, write that one down.
Oh. Change in some way, 2 to 3 years, even if it's just coloring your hair.
Yeah, which is always fun. So I know we're recording this in November. We missed October, but in honor of you, I do just want to give a plug. Everybody, get your mammogram if you are of age, which some of our listeners are not yet.
Myself, right? Am I eligible?
No,
you are not of age yet. Thank goodness. You will get there though. But Stephanie, I'm so proud of how you got through pure hell on so many levels. And I got to be with you one day and witness it, and it was pure hell. And you made it all the way back. And I'm so proud.
Yeah, I was telling my students today, because we were talking about positive and negative correlation in Algebra 1, and something came up about age. And I think I mentioned something. We were talking, I don't remember what we were talking about now because we go on sort of tangents. If they let me go on like a mathematical connection to life tangent, we do that. But we were talking about age in some fashion. And I mentioned that I was born in the 70s and they thought I was like, how is that even possible?
That's when dinosaurs roamed the earth and there were cavemen around.
And that's when I said to them, guys, I'm a cancer survivor. And I want the age to go up. You guys might not want to grow up. I like getting older.
100%. Yes.
So I have no problem with that.
Yeah. That's great.
And it gave me a lot of perspective. I think that's why I became a teacher, part of it, because at the end of the day, I was just kind of like, let's just go back to school, hang out with some teenagers. Let's see how it goes. Like, I became less afraid of, what are the consequences of this choice? Like, it's going to be fine. And so it can't be, I went to Costa Rica and like went head first off of a mountain. That was something I would have never done before. But now I think when I went back to teaching, I was just like, well, I mean, if I only do it for 3-4 years, it's okay, but I think I've got this perspective on kind of these things I want in life. It's not like some sort of weird bucket list, but I think it's just, there's, when I talk to my daughter about something she might be nervous about, I'm like, we can do hard things.
And better than anyone, you did some really hard things. I mean, you kept a business afloat, you got a PhD, and you made it through breast cancer, all in 1 year. And you had a few other life challenges.
Yeah, my mother passed away a month before I got diagnosed with cancer.
Yes, yeah.
Unexpectedly. So. It was wild. There's some little chunks of time I'd like to erase, but there are lessons learned in all of that. And so that would be like another tip for Jenna as she goes out into the world is like bad things are gonna happen. And you just have to rein in, use your mom. I called my mom all the time. Like, what do I do? Help me out. You have that relationship, right? So you can rely on that relationship.
Call her all the time.
I know you do.
All the time.
That's what's so great about that relationship, right? It's like if something bad happens when you're 25, 35, 45, whatever it is, you have somebody who you can get this honest help from and not be afraid to, just this is what happened. I need your help. Like, how do I get out of this? And learn how to cope with what life is going to throw at you because you can't control everything. Are you a controller? Do you like to control?
Yes.
So
especially at the airport.
You're going to have to face the control problem, right? Because there's things you can't control.
Projects continue in the real world.
Fortunately for me.
Jenna has never been a group project lover, but she wants to go into advertising. So
I like collaboration with people who want to collaborate.
That's fair.
I do not like group projects where the entire project is on my shoulders.
That's fair.
There is a difference. There is a difference.
Yeah, you're right. There is.
So you like accountability?
Yes. And I think everyone in the group should be held accountable. Do their shit. Get it done. I don't care if you're getting paid or a grade. Get your shit done. Because then I get frustrated and have to do the whole thing myself.
Okay. Do you take a moment and say, I'm going to wait? Or do you jump on it?
No, I wait. Until I don't have to. And they still don't do their shit. And then I'm stuck doing it at 3 o'clock in the morning when I should be asleep.
I feel you. Yeah, I would have been that person.
Yeah, I would not stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning and do anything. Nope. Maybe scrapbooking. I think I used to scrapbook in the middle of the night like that.
Mom, what? You were 21 once?
Well, not now, but
I did not stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, my little sister surprises during that week in sorority life. I probably stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning and didn't go to class all week. But, that's different.
Right, not now.
Yeah, exactly. What are you typing? Stop typing.
Group project.
Not right now, you don't.
It's due at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Give me a second.
Okay. No, we're in the middle of a podcast. How rude. Okay, listen.
Sorry, Stephanie. Clearly, group projects come first, but I love you.
Okay, since Stephanie also has a college student and is in the Facebook groups, I think she can stay on for this section of the podcast.
Yes.
Every week we share some kind of comment from one of the Facebook groups I'm in. This one is not from one of our universities. This was just a community group I'm in.
Okay. I can't wait.
Do not do this. Do not. This person posts, so my 19-year-old shy musician is looking to expand his social network in this area of the country. I know he's a little younger than others. He's having a hard time finding a friend group / girlfriend. His mother posted this.
It's so embarrassing. That's really embarrassing.
Did she post it anonymous?
She did, but still.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time finding a friend group or a girlfriend. He's having a hard time finding a girlfriend. What?
And it's really embarrassing that had to be posted on the internet.
You don't find a girlfriend.
You don't post that on the internet.
No. Yeah. And you know what? Everyone at that age of life is having a hard time finding a friend group. I mean, No one has found their friend group at 19. This is not something to ask the resource group for. No, maybe you go on and you ask, like, does anyone know of names of, organizations that my kid can get involved with in such and such city? Maybe the kid lives in a different city than his mom, and they don't know any local, events or organizations.
Right.
That's
networking
a fair
events, things like
question to
that.
ask, and then she can send that on to him. Call this organization, call this networking group, call this philanthropy, whatever. But I'm just out here anonymously looking for friends and a girlfriend for my son. Please don't do this. Please,
No, don't post that on the internet.
No.
Note of that. There's like a trend now. Maybe Jenna can answer this for me. That's similar to this idea, but it's people on TikTok that are like, "Hi, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and I need friends. Are there any people out there that can be friends with me?" And they actually get like lots of views and all these like, do you want that?
I see
it's
them.
weird
I
to
don't
me.
engage.
It's weird.
It's weird. It seems inauthentic. Like you're just going to get a bunch of random people you may not like to, quote, be your friend.
But it geo-targets me because it knows I'm in Louisville. And I see them occasionally and I'm like, is this like a ploy to just because they get more views that way?
Followers.
Or are they actually...
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, is this the thing? It's kind of like what this mom is doing. Like, can we find me some friends? Like, I'm old school. Like, if you want to find some friends, you go out where human beings are.
Find something you're interested in and find somewhere to do that. Like, maybe you like to work out. Join a gym. Maybe you like to,
do we sound
art.
old, Jenna?
No, I don't think that should be posted on the internet. I think friends have to come authentically. It's not a lasting friendship if you're forced into something. Sometimes the internet can give you things, but the internet gives you the start and you have to build on it. What might be right?
And the kid using the internet. This is his mother
mom.
doing it
It's
for
not
him.
your friendship has to be authentic.
And the adults, their job is to help their child. Like, I would go to my child and just ask questions of them. What about this? Have you thought about that? Where could you look for this, to try to teach them? But maybe that's because I'm all teachery. I wouldn't go ask somebody
I'm not
on the
teacher.
internet.
Yeah, like I coach my kids, I advise them, but I don't go on the internet and do it for them. Those days are over. Like, that is for toddlers and baby playgroups. And I guarantee this kid is not calling his mom and saying, I can't find any friends. Can you go post on a Facebook group and find some for me? Like, he probably has no idea his mother did that.
I bet this kid probably doesn't even know about these Facebook groups. The only reason I know is because you complain about them all the time.
But I told her, when I watched one of your, like, Instagram videos or something, I commented, you have a love-hate relationship with them. She finds them comical.
I do.
But she hates them.
But I also hate them because I don't understand these people
really
who are
think
like,
you should stay in them.
No, absolutely. I mean, the only reason I would stay in them after you graduate is for this podcast, so I can keep pulling. But and I will say that from Jenna to Ryan, which was 3 years later, the parents got worse. Like, the questions got worse and more like Google. Like, they're using these Facebook groups like Google. The other day we had one. Can anyone tell me if there's a mailbox on campus? What? Your kid has a full-on computer in his hand. He can Google if there's a mailbox.
I'm not in one of these groups for Florida State.
You are so lucky.
I guess I never joined them.
But
I have a really independent kid. I have a really independent kid.
I do too. I have 2 independent kids. It's crazy, but I joined.
I think you should join for entertainment.
When she was a freshman, I joined because once in a while there'd be a good piece of information, like you have to do this when you load your stuff into the dorm or whatever it was. But I would screenshot that and send it to her. And 9 times out of 10, she'd be like, I already did that. You're like 5 weeks late on telling me this.
You're 5 weeks late on a lot of things.
I can't help it. This stuff isn't all in my algorithm, Sometimes I send her stuff on TikTok and she's like, yeah, you're like 48 hours too late.
I get the same exact thing.
We have different algorithms. What do you want from me? Yeah. Stephanie and I are out here getting random people who want to be our friends.
I'm getting like recipes and things.
I don't
I
get
don't know.
recipes.
I get
My husband
recipes
does.
and then random people that want to like. I get GeoTarget Louisville.
I get a lot of dogs. A lot of dogs. That makes me happy.
That's your fault,
I love
Mom.
the dogs.
That's
I love the dogs.
Your
That makes me happy though. I could sit and laugh at silly dogs all day long. Howie gets a lot of food because he likes to watch the food being made, so he gets a lot of like Philly cheesesteaks and cheeseburgers and things he's not supposed to eat because of his cholesterol.
So he just watches it and goes like, I dream about it.
We should have
I can
cheeseburgers
smell
tonight.
it.
No, we're not doing that. Stop watching that. I think we've covered everything we wanted to talk about, Steph. I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. I'm so glad we finally got to like get chatty on a podcast because that's what we wanted to do.
It happens sometimes.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. We're so
No
honored.
problem.
And we wish you health and wellness, and who knows what you'll do next, but whatever it is, we wish you success. Thanks for joining us on the Social Dialogue Podcast. If you liked today's conversation, be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and a review and share it with a friend.
Keep the dialogue going with us on social. Find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Jenna.
Thanks for listening.